Hey, Tiger Rock Lawrenceville, Master Mostler here with our follow-along and very, very important announcements for this week since it's testing week. Now, first of all, first things first, testing preparation is our focus this week, making sure everybody knows what their requirements are, making sure they know should they test this time, and making sure that they know how to pass that testing if they are planning on testing. Make sure you get signed up for testing this week as well. In addition, if you're doing any of the board ordering, the board holder ordering, any of the Century stuff ordering online or whatever for our holiday sale, those sheets will need to be turned in. I'm going to send those in as well at the same time as I do our belt orders at the end of the week. So plan to have that all done by Saturday. Now, if you are in the inclusive class, that's going to be Friday at 5 o'clock. Friday at 5. And then our leadership team, if you are on that team, that'll be Friday at 5:45. Other than that, testing is going to be done a little bit differently this time. All students, Tiger Cubs, all the way up to my junior and adult red belts, are going to be at 8 a.m. on Saturday morning. I'm actually going to make announcements on Saturday first, then test the Cubs and release them, then test the white and yellow belts and release them, and then test the green through red. We're just going to do it all together at 8 that morning. Now, in addition, should you sign up for testing? We have a lot of new students this cycle wondering if they're supposed to test or not. So I'm going to give you some guidance on that. First of all, you do have to have, if you're a white belt, yellow belt, a blue belt, or a red belt, all three stripes. You get your form stripe for blue, or excuse me, your blue stripe for forms, you get your red stripe for one steps, and then you get your green stripe for your story card concept. Now, as far as that goes, if the only stripe you are missing is the story card concept, you should definitely get that memorized this week, and you should definitely test, no doubt. If you have all three stripes, or if you are a brown belt or a green belt and you have your red stripe and your green stripe, you should definitely test. You don't need your blue stripe at brown or at green. So, yes, you should definitely test. If you don't have, right now, your blue and red stripe, then it depends on how close you are. I'm going to give you two examples to kind of guide you as to whether or not you should test this time. One of my students, Starlin, white belt, last I checked he had his blue stripe, and if I remember correctly, he had everything on his form, on his one steps correct, except I think he blocked with the wrong arm on number 3. I think everything else was good. Yes, this week he should totally get ready. He should totally plan to test, because we're talking about changing from your right arm blocking to your left arm blocking on number 3. That's not a big thing. Now, on the other end of that, one of my students, Jalen, who signed up about a month after Starlin, last I checked he's almost got the form. He had number 1 of the one steps, and then we got to learn number 2 and number 3. No, we're not going to try to rush him through this week and get that stuff learned so he can test. That's something he needs to just wait until next testing to test. There's no reason to rush that. So if you're talking about you missed one block, you did one wrong arm, something like that, that's totally something you should plan on testing, because we're going to fix that this week. If it's something where you've got to learn a series of things in order to be prepared, then don't try to rush yourself. Take your time. This is a marathon, not a sprint. You will get there. So that in mind, I hope that's been helpful. Make sure you're here as much as you can be this week. I will see you on the mats.